Welcome, welcome. I don't know what to call this video yet. It's been a morning of tears, not of sadness, but just emotions. Songs like High Hopes by Pink Floyd, sung by Fleece. Well worth hearing. I had to point out to Fleece what they represent, because when you're in too close to something, you can't always see it. You have a female singer. That's the representation of the divine feminine who's singing out the song, accompanied by one that's playing all the parts, the instruments, representing the divine masculine, which is playing a supporting role to the divine feminine. Seek and ye shall find. There's another level to everything, even in some of the videos, when it is shown in black and white. It can't be much clearer. But High Hopes, that song, it's not was. I can tell you about here. The grass is greener, the light is brighter. I can quote Jason. Let me not tell you about it. Let me show you. There's the sky. Okay, we haven't got grass here, but we've got plenty of things growing and little wild cats. So this place is an Eden, is it not? There was many Edens. This is just a repeat story after all, but it's rewriting the story. There's so many songs that I've just been listening to. It's whatever as well. Get on the bus, cause no fuss. It don't get a grip on yourself. It don't cost much. There's plenty of space here. If you want to get out of the matrix, we can figure things out somehow. There's plenty of land, there's plenty of potential sites. I've got a tent that sleeps 8 if you need it. It does require roughing it. It's a community shower. It doesn't mean you're all having a shower at the same time, but on days like this, at this time of the year, when it reaches 37 degrees, it's so hot during the day, but it's turning the fire up. But something else that has also come through, the story of the Titanic. Now, many have got bogged down with how many funnels is it the Titanic, is it the Olympic? To what depths will the system go in sinking that ship? It's the story. It's not about the details of whether it did or didn't happen or what ship it was. The ship that you are looking for is the recognition. Outside, in the external, you are about to have the Olympic Games. That's competing against each other. That's attaching to an identity of a nationalism, representing an artificial concept. Unless you can prove me wrong, that these black lines that show, say, where Portugal ends and Spain starts and France starts, show me those lines in the physical natural reality in this reality. They're not there. But what about not the Titans? What about, sorry, not the Olympians? What about the Titans? I mean, is it not in the story that the Olympians stole from the Titans? Well, who are the Titans? What about if the Titans had not a Titanic voyage that's going to end up as a disaster? What about the Titans who are not playing like Olympic Games, competing with each other? What about the fun and games that can be had, the potential, the joy, the wonder, the being in nature, the being out of the matrix? So even if it's just to test it for yourself, to have the experience, I invite you all here, but all I ask is don't all come at once, because that might cause a little bit of a problem. But quality over quantity, it's not meant for everybody. It's entirely up to you, your free will, to take the choice of what path you want to take. There's a song by Passenger, Let Her Go. It refers to the divine feminine. It refers to your inner core. You only miss the sun when it starts to snow. When you no longer have, and you have regrets, you've let go of something that you didn't appreciate, that was in you all the time. Now, the video I made, and I said in messages deliberately, because I'm losing my religion, I set it up. I said I'm calling out Jason. That is the point you really needed to stop and internalize that. Did you react and think, oh, has he got dirt on Jason? Is he calling him out as in saying he's a fake? Well, if you listen to that video, quite the opposite, wasn't it? Because I did the unthinkable. I only cited Jason as an example. There are many of you. There's actually 144,000 of you. That doesn't exclude anybody else, because like the Flower of Life pattern, there be other soul groups with 144,000. I don't know about those. They're not my immediate concern. My concern is the soul family, the ones that resonate. Now, I understand some of you can't listen to Jason. I know why you can't listen to Jason. It's not the fault of Jason. It's because you think. It's because you are feeling sensations. You'll see comments on this and you'll feel this, because that's the only way you'll know. You'll feel it. It will resonate. It will strike a chord. I'm going to put a little playlist of, I think it's 17 videos. It's Lana A La Bonte. It's a reading of a book. There's another option. There's another path. There's another, well, it's the same path, but said in a different way, that is open to you to explore, to bring you back to center. It's about finding oneself, but in this physical play out, it's finding your tribe. As Adrian Elise says, if one supernova soul goes supernova, it's game over. But it isn't one in the physical. There's more than one. It's amazing the way this whole thing works. My cigarette, shall we say, has gone out. It's not just purely tobacco. It's you got to go green. You don't have to. That's entirely up to you again. I don't use it to get high. I use it purely because it opens up the channel better. I can still function. I've just gone round watering everything before it gets too hot. The last few days I feel like I'm not needing as much sleep. I'm switched on more. But I have to balance. But it's a good thing, because with it being so hot during the day, reaching 37 degrees centigrade, maybe even more, that it could go higher than that. This is reflecting in the external world of lighting a fire. The fire within is rising. I mean, this area, let's just turn this round so you can see it. See up there. Now, look at the ground. That red rain. It's all earth clay soil here. The whole lot of it. And you have to wonder what on earth is under there. Does the thief not always bury their tracks, as it were? See how the ground lies. Well, we know the sky is a lie, but see how the ground lies as well. Again, it's deeper penetration. I'm not suggesting you need to start excavating. You just feel the energies in these things. Distracted by a beautiful butterfly. Let's see if we can get the butterfly on the... Hopefully you can see it there. That's a white butterfly. There's a sign by the day. A butterfly is about change. It's about transformation from a caterpillar to a butterfly, for example. The signs are everywhere to be found. It's whether you can see them or not. You'll see things in different ways. I couldn't do what Jason did. I can't say it the way Lana says it. I can't say it the way Ken Wheeler says it. But think about that story about watches and all eyes. How do you get all these eyes? We all have different skills. We all have things that are perceived as weaknesses. The imperfections which are actually part of the perfections of the collective of each soul group. So, did you react from thinking from what you thought? Did you assume? Did you presume what I was going to say? Or did you say, no, hold on a minute. I'll listen to what is said and I'll weigh it up inside. But I was using that as a perfect example. So for this video, in which I could then talk about, see how easy it is to make an assumption and react. Instead of weighing everything up, listening to what's said, and then internalizing it. Now, some of you may get strange sensations from this because your body is telling on the mind. It will strike a chord. I had one comment of, I'm having trouble breathing. So I said, go and have a glass of water. Remember, a reset starts with a flood in the story as well. It's stepping into the unknown. They're unknown sensations because the chord that has been struck within you is unfamiliar at this stage. That's all it is. It's not about the personality. It's not about liking or disliking anybody. Leave that aside. Forget about all that. Go deeper than that. Look at the information. Look at how it will help you. That's what it's really about. It's getting to the core, getting to the essence, getting to the root of everything. I'm going to end this here because I don't want to make a long video, and I've got consultations and things today. And it couldn't happen at a better time. It's when the greatest chance of harnessing the solar power, the energy for recharging the battery on the devices and this sort of thing. So what could be better than that? I've just seen 13:11. So 13, there's your Christ and 12 disciples. So there's the sun going round with 12 constellations. 12 hours of the day, 12 hours of the night. These are all just expressions. 12 and 12 is 24. You've got 24 keys. You've got your major keys, your minor keys, your sharps and your flats in tones, in sound. That's just another example. Another key I'm going to mention is C sharp minor. Not such a common key. I believe that one's 4 sharps. I was self-taught, and it took about a year to do it because I'm able to read music. So doing it from repetition and memory, the first movement of the Beethoven's so-called Moonlight Sonata. That's just a nickname that's been applied to it by a poet who said it's like looking at the moonlight over Lake Lucerne in Switzerland. But its official title that Beethoven gave it was Quasi Una Fantasia. Well, quasi, it's a quantum fantasy. It's almost referencing the multiple timelines. It's like I said about Cosmo. Cosmo is here on a different timeline, but he is also here on this timeline and has reincarnated effectively as Max, who is with Julia from Simplicity Revealed channel. It's just amazing what is opening up, what is coming through. So I welcome all of you, in whether it's just through messages or physically coming here. Yes, effectively what I'm saying is the 144,000 are the Titans, the elect. They are selected by self-election, by voting for yourself. Don't vote in the external. That's a green light to the system to carry on. You're giving your energy. You're wasting your time by going to the polling station. What polarity are you intending to be on? Far better to vote for self and select and elect oneself as part of a soul tribe, surely. We can create a better world. It's said that, oh, we're not here to change the world. But what's to stop us as co-creators from creating a new world within this world that runs on a different timeline? Let's create a timeline shift. Another song I could do a decode on is by Toya, called Elocution Lessons. The door is a whore, and it's open wide. Naked as the beast, we feast inside. It's going within again. 4 is a door, it's a gateway. 4 is also 11. There's also a 7 in that equation as well. A 714, a 417, whichever perspective you look at it. Numbers are a language. I said I was going to stop, and I know I carried on, but it's just, as it flows, it's impart the information. So, in a way, you could say I'm playing the part of Exodus. I'm inviting you here. I am creating potentially a mass exodus. But Muhammad doesn't go to the mountain. The mountain comes to Muhammad, as it were. How many parts can we play on this world stage? It's often said in the world of films and things that actors can end up getting typecast. But a good actor can play many different parts. And on this world stage, we can all do that. It's not to say I am Moses, I am Jesus, I am this or I am that. It's recognizing those aspects. I can be the opposite polarity. I can be the adverse Aries, because I can defend something I believe in. So I'm adding a verse, and things start with Aries. You become an adversary. You're adding verse to something when there's no need to defend something. The only way you're going to know this is feeling it. That is the true sight. That is where you'll find the truth. Whether you want to say it's faith or truth, look at what is contained in both those words in the spell. Faith has I in the middle of it. Truth has you in the middle of it. But with truth, it's easy to get stuck in a rut as well, because you've got RUT in the word truth. It's in that order as well. It's encapsulated by the T and the H. What is the T? It is capital I at its highest level. It's having high hopes, like in the Pink Floyd song. The grass is greener, the light is brighter, looking for that brave new world, coming back to the Toya song again. Right, I am stopping now. We've hit 19 minutes. 19's a good number. Without this video in the Epiphany series, there are now 19 videos. It's a key number. So I'm going to say unconditional love to you all. Until the next video.